hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Very excited because this is our second webinar in the series where we speak to leaders in the fresh produce industry. So without further ado, I'm going to kick off with some introductions. I'm Georgina Knock. I lead on the marketing and communications for KisanHub, and I'm currently based in Cambridge. Despite appearances of this virtual background, I'm in my flat at the moment. And a little bit about myself is that I actually come from a farming background. Our family farms in the middle of Suffolk, small arable farm, all combinable crops with a couple of diversification projects because we like to keep ourselves busy. I'm really, really excited for this afternoon and for our special guest, Anna, to be able to join us. She's joining us from Lincolnshire and she works for a company called Greenyard, which we'll be hearing more about today. And so without further ado, Anna, please can you introduce yourself, everyone?
Yeah, thank you very much, Georgina. It's a pleasure to be invited to speak with you guys. I'm Anna Coxe. I've been heading up the technical and quality team here at Greenyard Fresh now for about 7 months after coming back to the UK from South Africa, where I was in there for 4 years. And we deal in a full range of deciduous, tropical and subtropical fruits, packing for UK retailers. So it's quite an exciting role. Been brought up in a farming background, so my family are all farmers. And we were always encouraged to work on the farm when we were very young. And then actually it came to a point where I was either going to do art and graphics, or my dad sort of said, no, you're actually probably better off going into a food industry and you can do art as a hobby. So that's what I did. And I went away to Harper Adams, did that, and then came and did MDS, which is a graduate management scheme mainly in fresh produce. And then one of those placements took me to Empire World Trade, which was subsequently bought out by Greenyard, and I've had some fantastic experiences and opportunities actually to travel, to see the world, to see agriculture at all different levels. It's really been phenomenal as to what is out there outside of your normal, I think, perception of just being in a field farming as such, is what I was brought up doing. For me, it's always been going for personal growth. If the challenge isn't big enough, then I'm not necessarily interested. And I like a big enough challenge that I can throw myself into and I can grow within it. So I would always, surround myself with people that are people that I aspire to be around. And I think I always go by the analogy that you're the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. So I think if you've got some really inspirational people that are going to push you, and they aren't always people that push you in a nice way either, you'll always grow from imperfect situations as well. And I think you always grow through those challenging times. So again, go for personal growth and realize that perfect doesn't always exist, which I think I always thought it used to, but it doesn't. The most, gosh, I enjoy the diversity of products that we deal with. It's like I said, we're buying produce from all around the world. We have everything from tropical, subtropical, deciduous fruits, as well as a small amount of veg as well. So we're constantly evolving, constantly growing. There's such a entrepreneurial atmosphere as well. I really believe in the products that we deal with, and I think going through the whole COVID situation as well, it's resonated with us that dealing in fresh and healthy food is really important. It's a product area that is really, in comparison to others, resilient against recession. So they're some of it all aligned with my personal values, so that's why I enjoy what I do. Yeah, well, I was lucky or unlucky to be in Cape Town when we were literally showering into a bucket and then putting it down the loo to flush it. So, water, and being in such a scary drought situation when they were actually going to force us to they were potentially going to turn off the taps, and we would have to go and collect it from a point at which point you'd be rationed. So it was a very scary but very real situation, and I think there's so much more learning that we can do here in the UK from that situation. I mean, just simple things like brushing your teeth. Are you leaving the tap on? Are you turning it off? And it's scary when you do look at some of the statistics that are in the UK and how we are facing a water shortage, but we're still using it at the level that we probably previously have done, even though there's a lot of technology and stuff. I think not necessarily as an agriculture does have a lot of investment in irrigation and stuff, but we as people and as a nation, we're still treating it as quite a commodity that is easily on tap as such. Okay, well, actually part of my role when I came back from South Africa was all around innovation, but it was mainly focused on variety innovation. But there's, product and process innovation that we would focus on and when we're developing our innovation plans. But I think, around process, we would have the ways of working, and it's working with even down to the people now, and going through our current COVID situation, there's a lot more going to be working remotely. For that type of thing, we've always had the ability to work remotely, but I think as an industry, we're going to be doing more and more of that going forward. So that's going to be really interesting, and also getting the work-life balance for people and keeping the best candidates within the business as well is going to be imperative. I think the younger generation are wanting more of that. I think also the consumer trends are going to change going forward. More online platforms. The COVID has pushed people that haven't necessarily taken that online route into doing more online shopping. And I think it'll become more of a norm, and in particular for produce. So whereas we as Greenyard have serviced Amazon, it's been a relatively small part of our business, but being in that mix, it gives us a platform to grow that. And it's quite an exciting business to be involved in. And again, the M&S and the Ocado venture as well. We've seen sales of that increase. And so that's really exciting for us. Yeah, I think being in South Africa, I was doing a lot of Zoom calls or FaceTimes anyway with people. But a year ago in our business, it was quite difficult to get that over the line. And I think certainly for us and the way of operating, we are going to be able to do this more easily. And because people have had to adopt it quickly, working remotely. So I think there's definitely, there's going to be more of that going forward. Yes, they are. There's definitely a push to understand more about where our food is coming from. We have to have the information, able to access that information. And we already have transparent supply chains in terms of we know where food comes from down to grower level. But it's about understanding more of the detail around that and being able to get that across quickly, because we have more and more consumers that will write to the retailer and open up those types of conversations. And with the speed of technology in the way that it is, just a tweet and you have to react within hours. Yeah. So it's important that our teams have that breadth of knowledge and are able to access that understanding quickly. And then also with the growth of online, it's important that we can give that information through to the people, say like Gusto and HelloFresh as well. They're going to be able to, they're an online business, they want to translate those messages. So we need to do more of that.
massive thank you to Anna for your time today. That's been fantastic, and everyone to join the call. If you'd like to connect with Anna, then you can find her on LinkedIn, which I'll include on the follow-up email. And if you have any questions for KisanHub or the team or myself, you can contact me directly, Georgina@kisanhub.com. And we are hosting these webinars every month, and the next one will be on Thursday, the 16th of July at 4 p.m, where Ali Edwards in our commercial team will be quizzing another leader in fresh produce. Some details are yet to be confirmed, so I'm going to leave it a little bit mysterious for you all. Just finally, a big thank you again for everyone to join, and look at that, Anna, we're perfectly on time.
Thanks, Georgina.
No worries. Thank you, everyone. Say goodbye.
Bye.